I know what the fuck. I already know what the fuck I'm gonna start this shit with, y'all.
I know you do.
What's going on, y'all? We got some tales for y'all. My name's Heber.
Jhordy?
It's your boy Scopic, aka OGKO, aka Miguel.
And today, we're gonna be talking about the end of humanity.
That was a big fucking saying,
I'm,
bro.
yeah, it's a big saying. I'm excited because I've been,
Hope.
no, let me tell y'all, I've been all about this shit a few years now. But oh, I'm sorry. Okay, damn, that sounds weird saying. Okay, damn. That was,
Bro.
Yeah, I
Bro.
should. Okay, I don't mean. I just mean the theory and like what I'm gonna be talking. I haven't even gotten into it. My mistake, fellas. But it's such a crazy. It's because you, because we're at a point. I wanted to talk about this because it's obviously been on my mind like every day the past week and very obviously coming back powerfully. You know, these ideas of human evolution and transhumanism and philosophies, because of AI. Being such a power today. And AI is going to be a big part of the story that we're going to be talking about. Because, like I mentioned earlier to you guys, is that I'm going to be explaining how we are, specifically how we got here in terms of evolution and what and at the point of humanity that we are at, and kind of what's coming next. But really, it starts off with understanding that this whole AI, the reason that AI became a thing, and the reason I say I'm pointing out the reason why AI became a thing is because AI is essentially our greatest, our the common term, our greatest or worst invention or whatever. Um, the Great Hope or the Great Fear is another one that I saw today. Apparently, I wrote that down like a year ago. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty good.
You predicted it,
I
huh?
was like, oh, that's pretty good. No, because I was right. I was right. No, because I was writing about this topic 2 years ago, like to the T, pretty much. And that's when I started writing, like kind of like my manifesto on like how human evolution is changing and like just and it starts off like this.
I'm like, damn, bro. Like, this shit for me 2 hours long, bro.
No, but really, it starts off with understanding that the reason that all this is happening, and the human experience, even if you want to call it, and not entirely, but it's because you have to understand the transmission of information is transmission of information is a big part of in evolution, and when like biologically your DNA passes on a amount of information. This amount can be measured by bits. A bit is like an answer to a yes or no question. And it's like it's a unit of measurement for information essentially. It's like books have like 100,000 bits of information. DNA has like 10 or 50 bits of information. Like a book has a lot more bits of information, obviously. And but there's also the fact to mention that not every bit of information is useful information. There's a lot of garbage information that is thrown at us. Externally, not biologically, but
Mhm.
externally. We consume some garbage in our life. That doesn't necessarily help us evolve. Because that's kind of like the topic. Even though we're calling it the end of humanity in the title, the reason I wanted to call it that is because it's like I believe we're reaching the end of humanity. Fuck, because of AI. Um, and I don't want to like put fear out. I'm very hopeful and optimistic about AI and its benefits, but it's very clear that there's no escaping our that this is a different being, and this different being will grow past us. And um, but specifically going back to the transmission of information, animals, they have transmission of they have, you know, the idea of internal and external transmission of information. Animals, you know, they have external transmission of information too, but it's stabilized in the amount of it like there's no evolution in the external transmission of information, or not, there is, but it's like the humans have it's a exponential progression with our transmission of information, and you can see that from a few key points in our history. One of them is obviously the development of language that allows for exponentially greater information being transmissioned, and then even further the introduction of reading, and then even further, because the introduction of reading, you know, reading is being able to think and put information out concisely, more better. You know, it's a massive thing. It's a, you know, it's one of these exponential jumps in transmission of information that humanity has had. One of these, and these are exponential jumps in transmission of information. And then and then there was an even further jump whenever reading was widely accessible, because there was a point where only the priest and certain people were allowed to read, and that held back a lot, actually, you know. And it's very analogous to how AI has been around and has been helping the transmission of information, but now it's available to everybody, and it's like and so that's a thing. But going further on the reading, and then came the accessibility to quickly send anybody in the world from your position a concise letter, you know, a concise thought. And that was a massive jump as well in transmission of information. And it's like you keep seeing these jumps in transmission of information getting greater and greater and greater, but the internal transmission of information is staying pretty much the same biologically, you know. And this starts to create a problem. The problem is like the human experience in some sense, but it's not necessarily even a problem. It's I call it a problem, but like, you know, solutions to problem is innovation, and then there's solutions to the problems that come from innovation. So it's a cycle of evolution, right? Progression, as stated, and now and so it is just kind of seeming like AI is is one of these other jumps of transmission of information, and it's this one's like the craziest one yet. Well, obviously, but it's just, I don't know, it feels very radical.
I'll be thinking about, it's like, because I was like, what is the max of this human experience, and maybe with AI that will unlock like our fullest max, because there were surely
at a certain point you're not human anymore.
that's what
You
I'm
become a
thinking.
post-human. That's a large
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
So I'm not even that, like, yeah, you come from that creator, but like the creator being like the humans. But I think about, like, what if, oh well, because you were talking about, like, the like how quick and how potent the information can be driven past two people quickly. And I'm thinking, like, is the max like telekinesis type shit, or like
The max. The
yeah.
next, or probably, or like, you know, or a big sci-fi fantasy, or, you know, because sci-fi is essentially like what ends up actually happening, most of the time, or at least with the good sci-fi. And right now it's like the good sci-fi around the next jump in transmission of information is the telepathy idea, and once like the, you know, getting the whole brain chips, and like advancing and mapping the brain. I don't. There's like a few troubles with that theory, but generally there's progression going on with because even you know, brain computer interfaces alone allow you to type with your mind, and the quicker that gets, you're going to be able to quite literally send messages faster than you're able to speak and
Don't
any.
don't you think in essentially we will become like a hive mind?
That's like a possibility, but that gets into some weird theory territory for me. um
True.
that I just kind of like have to like dive back into in my head.
Yeah, my fault. My fault.
But
Just an idea.
no,
Now,
for
Chris,
sure.
what the fuck? But yeah.
But you were mainly talking about how were you trying to go down the route of like post humanity or something,
Oh
or
well, yeah, cause this is what happens next is
Crazy, cause like this is like hu-
well,
humanity's ending because of AI, bro.
well, specifically humanity is ending because of the problem I mentioned earlier, which is the significant dissonance between the internal and external transmission of information. What this problem caused, this radically, like the internal transmission of information, external transmission of information, just radically like exponentially bigger to the tens of thousands multiplied. What that has done is it's created a few problems biologically, because we're biologically not evolving as much. um, we can't adapt to the external changes that we are creating, and that's why the idea of transhumanism comes in, and it's like essentially the idea of symbiosis with AI, because AI is like already like, you know, the ideas behind AI singularity, and becoming a being that essentially quote unquote greater than us in terms of some aspect, you know, obviously humans are humans.
yeah,
But I feel like we're gonna get there though. Like with evolution, it's just not gonna be our lifetime though. You know?
But the thing is that the problem is that yes, theoretically we could literally just keep humanity going and biologically get there.
It just won't be what it
But
was at one time.
but the thing is that there goes back to the idea of the great filter. I talked about this a lot in our aliens episode that never came out because you know, reasons, and Chris fell asleep at the end of the episode. Great episode.
it was.
We'll release
I
it one
think
day. We'll
I think it's there's a reason why I didn't come
Oh no, I think well yeah, because it's coming out one day. It's an amazing episode, but the great
out. Just need to
filter,
make the thumbnail.
the great filter. Because let me explain you guys the great filter again, because I don't know if you guys quite remember.
Never
but
heard of it.
Cap, but basically, humanity has always been passing these filters of like basically the great filter is the step humanity has to pass for us not to become extinct. You know,
Oh, yeah, he did say this.
civilizations go extinct.
Yeah.
That does happen. And, you know, like
Yeah.
it's happened. And we're trying our hardest to prevent that. But the thing is, the idea of the great filter, one of these great filters is AI, but also there's like the obvious other ones, like becoming a multiplanetary species, because we obviously can't survive off of one star, you know, forever. You know, the star is going to end up blowing up, so we got to go to a different star. That's just like logically, that's how humanity. It's the only way
Seriously?
that's like physically. That's the only way
I
humanity is
guess.
gonna be able to continue. It's quite literally the only way. Sorry to break it to you. Like, we're not staying on Earth forever.
Chill out, bro. You freaked them out, bro.
Like, we're talking about AI, not the Earth, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just talking about this, like just like general humanity plans. Like these
Yeah.
are like these things have to happen if humanity wants to keep perspiring or whatever, you know.
No, that's crazy.
Like quite literally, or else we just die. We just die. Like the sun gulps
Yeah.
like,
We're just gonna frizzle out.
and there's the human experience doesn't exist anymore. not a thing anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It's not to like anyone's comprehension, but ours, us humans, and the
Yeah,
life that we lived.
yeah. It's
It's
like
just gonna
it would
fizzle
be
out,
in
but
it's gonna be
it existed, but it will
and
exist in
maybe and
something else.
maybe and maybe all civilizations fizzled out, but of course we don't know that. We're at the peakest, greatest filter we've seen yet. You know what I'm saying? And like but yeah, like I mentioned, there's obviously other great filters, like the societal conflicts that we have. We have to get past that, or else we're probably fucked. Like if we end up nuking each other or whatever. But
What?
like if we end up nuking each other, and that's actually part of like my manifesto is like I talk about how because of our biological evolution being so tied back, we're still tied to like some caveman instincts, and what this kind of results in is aggression in the form of killing, and
Oh, like on some
which
purge type shit.
aggression. Oh yeah, because because like that kind of like aggression is in us because it was helpful for survival back when we were cavemen, and it's like biologically it was reasonable to have that. Like we needed that for our survival, and that's why
Yeah.
evolution gave us that. We don't necessarily need that too much. I feel in the way that we
Today,
in the way we
yeah.
want society, but obviously it's a part. We think of it as a part of the human experience, though, so we don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So because once you edit anything, you're not a human anymore.
You're like human 2.0 now or some shit. Yeah.
You're a post-human. That's what
You're an
like
update. Yeah, dead ass.
that's what. But
You're a,
I mentioned that aggression because you know this is one of the big it's one of the biggest threats of humanity is nuclear weapons, and like. And
yes,
that's
sir.
it's just like fuck. I watched like some nuclear videos today too. It was quite
I think
interesting.
the biggest I feel like the biggest threat to humanity will be
AI, or for me.
I feel like the lack of awareness of their their human experience.
Oh right. That could be a thing too. See, that was one of the great filters that I was trying to get at with the conflict of the world. But yeah, that's like one of the great filters. We have to have a mass spiritual awakening. But
Yeah, based
basically,
on some type shit,
and
bro.
and, and,
Like
and and oddly enough, like when I was like younger, I see like I saw I heard people talk like prophesizing a mass spiritual awakening, and but I kind of logically made one up like when I mentioned like the whole idea of the creator economy being more readily available, and because the creator economy is generally known about, that opens the door to the conversation about creation, and opening the door to the conversation about creation opens the door to a few other different conversations that I think are really helpful to understanding human
mm.
experience.
So
But
that made me think about something kind of just on topic of that, but not really that. Like, I mean, I guess in the process of evolution of like, um, because every path that's undone and is created by someone is needed to be created, because once it's created, we all kind of move to more broader awareness, even if you don't agree with it, because you have to go through certain types of things to, or you don't have to go through it, but like it's just an expression of another thing. So it's like it's necessary that all those paths are created, like Heber talking about like the creators, and it can generally bring up awareness and humanity with art and like where they
those
all come
conversations
from.
are just closer to you, or like
Yeah.
there's just greater possibility to be like stumble upon maybe, or walk into
Mhm.
on accident. Like fucking like,
Mhm.
I didn't know this was this. Holy shit! Like,
Yeah, like oh shit, bro.
but but interestingly enough, like with my whole idea of like, aggression like being like a bad thing, there's like I genuinely like I made that the transition to the idea of writing corrections to our DNA, because that's probably the next thing that's going to be readily available in the transhumanist sense, in terms of changing humans and becoming post-human. Writing corrections in our DNA is probably the next thing that's gonna happen. It's already
That'd be crazy, bro. It's coming.
Yeah, because we already kind of do like specific DNA corrections for flus and what are they called, infections and certain
Yeah.
diseases is like what we kind of capped out at for a bit, but yeah, do you guys know the human genome project?
The human, the human what?
Have you guys heard of the Human Genome Project?
No, what's that?
Miguel, have you heard the Human Genome Project? I feel like I might have.
No,
Oh,
man, I
okay.
haven't.
Yeah, I just thought maybe in school, but it's basically like it was an international science project. It started in the 1980s with the goal, with the goal of entirely drawing a map of the human genome, or human DNA, the human DNA essentially,
The Strand, yeah.
yeah, and specifically I wrote here is 2,000 plus genes. I don't know if that means anything, but if I can, and they technically completed it in 2003, so it took like 20 years, a lot of innovation in technology in those 20 years. And when the technology first started, it was very expensive to map this genome out. It was
Yeah.
but nowadays, quite literally today, you could do the same project for like $300. Yeah, but and so it's like
Doctor's appointment type shit. Yeah.
readily available to map the human genome. And so that, and I bring that up to mention the fact that at some point the technology is going to become readily available for despite ethical problems and people that don't want it to occur, people are going to end up writing corrections in their DNA, and like in certain like this is going to end up happening because it can happen because the technology is readily available.
Well said. Oh yeah.
Like it's like ethics is kind of out of the picture in that a little bit because
Yeah.
but I mean and
I wouldn't say it's out of the picture,
it's not out of the
but
picture, but it's
yeah,
it can't, nothing
I
can be
get you.
done about the fact that it's a new it's a new thing that's coming to like society, I guess.
It's like our whole existence getting updated, you know? It's kind of like how our life was before the phones, and then how it is with the phones, or like before credit card and like after credit card, you know? It's just like, or debit card, whatever. Like, it's just like things like that, you know? It's like something life changing is going to occur in literally all forms of our existence and how we get information.
No, but yeah, there's very likely going to be like some genetic engineering laws going to happen.
It's just
or,
crazy. This is like the next step, I feel, in our evolution.
Just in general, regulation behind all of this is going to be fucking wild because of
Dude, they're gonna need so many workers for that shit.
because of the progression and because of because I think about how regulation with crypto is just nobody gave a fuck. They said, I don't understand that shit, we don't give a fuck. I like, bro, what the fuck. And now with the progression of AI, and the exponential progression, it's like, damn, like this is kind of scary a little bit, the regulation.
Yeah, it's kind of going too fast, bro.
Fuck,
But
like
like,
fuck.
it
Oh,
is what it
but
is.
I mean, there's also like a big like petition to stop AI developments for 6 months or whatever. But
That's silly.
yeah,
That's not it.
there's some silly
We're gonna do stop the
months.
world. Come on now.
And but yeah, man, there's a. But so then, now that this is, now we're at the point in the story where this is readily accessible. These and whatever other technologies occur at the time. But at this point, there is certainly post-humans. There is certainly transhumanism occurring.
So wait, hold on. So is it kind of like to survive the humans, you have to become aware, like fully, of like their own nature, and because when they become aware of their own nature, you're able to focus on shit. So it's like it kind of just brings like, okay, bro, we gonna rock, you know what I mean? And like you were talking about like how the sun's gonna blow up, and I'm like, damn, like it really pushes, changes a lot of direction, and it makes all on board, and it will essentially become a hive mind because it's all going for like a purpose of like surviving, but it will like individually in that is like spread pieces of like what everyone is doing their piece from
Yeah,
full
yeah, because it's hard to
awareness of
say
their home.
exactly what it's like experiencing a hive mind, because we haven't experienced it. But
Yeah, I
I
think
see what
like
you're
it's
saying.
not when I feel like what I mean by hive mind is the goal of like saving humanity,
Oh,
but
like a
uh,
collective effort, collective effort.
but we might at that point when I might not even be interested in saving humanity, but more of a evolution
Right.
trying to get to the next step.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, this just reminded me of the rabbit hole I mentioned of hive mind, because I wrote a song about this essentially.
Yeah, I was thinking about the song.
Like no, I just remembered about it, and because I genuinely described the shitski very well. I think
That's where I learned it from.
it's essentially like because once you step into another person's mind, the song is about like two people entering each other's mind, and what would occur if that were to happen, and the result would be a hive mind. Was my theory, and the reasoning behind this is like when you see somebody's opposing views in their entirety, like imagine two people opposing views going into each other's mind, you're able to see your view entirely and how those views came about, and because of that you now come to a new consensus. There's no more debate, there's just a new consensus on the idea, and like so now there's no opposing view, and so yeah, and so it's like this like collective idea to the collective
Mm.
goal that you were talking about, or like just any
Yeah,
collective goal.
you when you speak to other people and you fully trying to understand each other, you're breaking apart each other. It's like you rewiring your brain into each other, and it's pretty fascinating how you're breaking each other apart. And when you're speaking to other people, not really breaking, but kind of molding.
Oh,
It's
but yeah, we have reached the end of humanity. By the way, with the post-human is no longer human. Like that's. But I also wanted to talk about some other ways humanity could end. Not in the
also
like the
yeah, well, yeah. I naturally go down this route. Yes.
like the like the great filters that we can't pass. Essentially, is kind of like the rest of it in some sense.
Yeah,
But
I think
wow,
so. Yeah.
wait. So
That's
humanity ends
kind of
either
crazy.
way.
Yeah,
It ends either way. So
it ends either way.
Damn.
but specifically, this ending is like a meant ending. Like apes.
Yeah,
Apes became humans.
it's kind of like the next chapter. Like
Yeah,
it didn't end. Like it's still part of the story, and like in the whole, but it's just kind of like the next chapter. And
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with
It's
it
yeah.
or bad. There's nothing good or bad. It's just like kind of the progression of the.
Yeah, it's ape. I talk about Nietzsche in the script, and his idea behind ape to man is what the human will be to the overman, which is his idea of the next evolution of humanity. This whole idea of transhumanism, the post-human, is what he was talking about back then. Just that surely there's gonna be a big jump in evolution, and he called it the Ubermensch. The overman. The next. It's the man over man, I suppose. Because below is the ape, or so, or whatever. But we used
That's
to be
pretty
apes.
crazy. That's pretty crazy. He was thinking about that shit like in his
Yeah,
little cabin.
he was one of the earlier people to think about like evolution in that sense, which is why I mentioned him in the script. Yeah.
But it's like but it's pretty insane. Like I'm thinking about the people like way back then, bro. To become like fully aware of this like whole experience and shit. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
maybe they weren't thinking about it. Maybe they
Some of
understand that we're
them
going to a different
couldn't have.
direction.
Some of them couldn't have. Like it's definitely like pre-Socratic people. I don't feel like had the capability yet because of certain philosophies just weren't made yet. Or thought of yet. But it's odd because generally around the time of like Plato and Socrates, like generally most philosophies have been philosophized at that point, which is crazy.
That's kind of weird. Like I can't even like because
Like the only new
we're not.
ones have came about from like the new human experiences, like
Yeah,
AI
it's
and
kind
like
of like yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of trippy. I'm like, what the fuck else are we gonna make, bro? Like,
yeah.
I mean, who knows? But
Like they thought of fucking everything, and now we're just thinking of all the same shit.
we kind of just yeah, we're just re-going through them.
Yeah, like they thought
But
of
like,
everything. God damn it.
it's a different mission now of like
Different mission.
going to the next, yeah. Because they were just trying to figure out, like, hey, bro, what is going on? You know, what's going on?
Like
And
they,
they're like, okay,
like, cause like pre-Socratic people, they thought the world was like made for them. You know, like there's food here
but
for me. There's like,
but honestly, bro, it's not even that long of time ago. Like when I
it's
think about
not.
it,
It's
I was
not.
like, fuck, holy shit, that wasn't even that long ago. But the massive jumps of like consciousness is crazy now that I think about it.
It's pretty nuts. Yeah.
It's pretty trippy we were able to get that fast.
I'm like, but who made those damn pyramids, bro?
For real, bro. I don't think we're ever gonna figure that out. I
Yeah,
don't think
fuck.
we're meant to figure that shit out,
Yeah,
bro. I don't want
it's
to.
straight up just kind of like a lost cause, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like we should just bomb it and get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
my
fuck it.
god, no, they're tight. It's kind of sick. Like, it's a
Yeah,
monolith that we have no idea
it's
about.
it's,
It's fucking
it's
cool.
kind of. I think it's kind of like peak humanity, to be honest. Now
I
that I
think it's
think
like
about it.
a casual civilization like thing to have like a like a monastery of an old civilization that we don't know anything about.
I think it's peak human.
What do you mean?
I think the pyramids are like peak human.
Fuck, why would you think that?
I don't know.
I just
I don't
like it's
know.
so natural
Like in
that
terms
like
of like
I
physical
think I
labor.
think it, I feel like the things we
humans
can't
could not do
comprehend.
that.
I feel like uh I feel like because like we just haven't figured it out. It's probably because like you take away the magic to something, it becomes like oh, but
Yeah,
like as of right
but
now, that's what I that since I'm like
I
oh
mean
it's like oh
partly
it's we
the
haven't figured it out yet.
well the partly the non-understanding is the idea that this is a different civilization that we can't understand, in turn that we don't understand their capabilities. We just see this that they've left behind, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's very wild,
They told us it was made for a pharaoh in school, bro. Ridiculous.
bro. Like it's an incredible thing. Like those pyramids, like so long ago,
Yeah.
Like
and
we don't even know.
like we on the web now, but like I don't even know when when the pyramids was made, to be honest. But
Dude,
like
it's like
anyway,
Like nobody
before
anyway,
knows.
Christ.
Like nobody really knows. I'm saying like, nobody knows shit about this thing. But
that's pretty silly. Yeah.
yeah, like one of the cause one of like the things that like I wanted to talk a bit further about like the AI things that could happen in our lifetime, because it's
Hmm.
and like one specifically or like that I thought of today was humans need to like if humans want to stay in the picture with AI, they need to like have choice in terms of and this stems from the danger of when AI starts to give you suggestions on what to do, and once AI you know the intelligence gets to the point where it knows the optimalness for you, and then at some point it even just acts upon the its believed optimal path, because it just knows that like it knows more than you in some sense. And it's like um and just in that situation, I guess like humans like probably have to keep their choice in terms of you know even though free will is like a whole flood thing. Choice is a thing, I guess, that needs to like stay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't even know what to elaborate on that, to be honest. It's
I was
like
just like, oh, I thought,
yeah, that's about it. Like it's kind of just like fuck, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna see something completely out of our.
I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty with AI. Like
Yeah, and that's like pretty much like the only other thing or
I'm
probably
like,
like
yeah, pretty ugly.
not is like the the fear behind AI, and the
Yeah.
the fear is I don't know, I don't think I've noticed any too rational fear of AI. Obviously, it's rational in the sense of, yeah, the shit's scary, but like realistically, you don't have to be scared of it. Like I feel like you don't have to be scared if you
Let
just like,
everyone think how they feel for the AI. We're just telling you how to think. Alright, homies, not what to think.
yeah. But also, I just wanted to touch a bit further on the fact that, this is, even though this is created by humans, it is very much a different being that, you know, experiences differently, if you want to say it, experiences, definitely acts differently, but, we can, like, the reason I mentioned, or the reason I wanted to elaborate on the fact that this is a different being is because there's the idea of AI alignment, to align AI with our goals, to keep AI on the side of humanity, is the hope. But
But what is that? Like, actually, like, what the
right,
fuck? Bro, like,
right. So it's like because, but I wanted to take it to a further point of like this being is gonna have its own like thoughts at some point. Like it's like it's gonna know if you don't love it. Is one thing I heard, and if you and like it's gonna change its reaction. But because like AI is certainly or robots are probably gonna get mistreated in some sense for sure.
but I'm
Uh,
thinking like we're adding the human conditioning to the AI, but that's just like the first piece. Because like I feel like when sentience come, I feel like it kind of goes out the picture because how limiting it can be, but it becomes like new emotions we can't even comprehend. So the things we
Interesting.
feel and that we add to those AIs, like I don't think that's going anywhere. That's in it. I think it should get above that, and we just can't comprehend it, how those things are,
yeah.
until we become that.
Yeah. This with the whole like alignment is like a like it starts with the idea of like thinking of the greater good, and not just human good, because and I say not just human good because like I started off proposing this with like getting AI to align with human, but it should be aligning to the greater good, not just human good, because this is a being and it's gonna like know if you don't fuck with it, and like if you don't want it around essentially, and it's like and then also to bring up the point that at some point you're not going to sacrifice the whole planet to save one human, and it's like to bring the perspective of that AI is going to like decide at some point that human casualties like just has to happen in in this situation, and so that's to mention the fact that alignment with AI is always going to have compromise with each other because we're two different beings, and it's like to align to a goal. There's going to be compromise. This is like, and this is like one of the big like dangers, or like the thing where things can get shaky, because we don't know like what their compromise is going to be or whatever in terms of like with these different actions or whatever. But hmm. So in that sense, I'm like, well, up to them in some sense to God, or up to us also to reach to it's a
You
mutual
know what
thing.
I thought?
What's up?
I thought, when a mom goes to the child that you're a kid, you know what I mean? So I feel like we're gonna look up to like the Overman and just be like, you're a kid, you know?
Yeah, very
And
much so.
but it's kind of like it's almost like, hey, bro, you're a human, dog, and
Yeah,
that's about it. I think
yeah.
that's kind of like the whole like it's just that it
Right,
comes
right,
down
right.
to that.
Like,
Then it
you a
kind of
human, even though you're not a human, you a human. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like, hey, bro, like, look, think about it. You know what I
it's
mean?
about caring
And
and loving. I think.
yeah, because like because we're not gonna agree with it for a while. Probably like 100 or probably like 22 years or some shit like that. And so what I'm thinking about is like Maybe I just think we're afraid of it, but like it just I think it just makes you look at yourself like really hard. But that's like beyond a whole different topic, to be honest. But
that's not. I mean, that's not too far off of the topic though, because like that's occurring a lot nowadays with the capabilities of ChatGPT and like other like readily available AI systems. Is people are looking at the work that's being done by these systems and looking at their own work and seeing that, oh, this thing is able to do what I'm able to do, more efficiently, and it's a scary thing it can be a scary thing to notice that, but also you can just use the thing too, I use it, but I don't know.
yeah,
But and that's the whole fear, like the FOMO, like fear of missing, or like the it's there's a lot of like am I falling behind because I'm not using AI? There's a whole lot of that questioning going around. Am I falling behind because I'm not using AI? Because maybe you don't understand, maybe you haven't thought of full capabilities yet, and it's
fucking yeah. Cause like like I was thinking about cause like to come to terms with one limitation of knowledge and natural like you're only one person. Like I looked up so much information on my phone. And I feel like we got the whole in a sense we got the whole universe in our pocket. For what we know, or it's what we know of. So it's like, damn, we're, man, it's crazy. Yeah.
For those that got this far into the episode, let us know y'all's thoughts and how y'all feel about AI. Cause this is crazy. How y'all feel about this, man?
I'm asking you, bro. How do you feel about this, really?
How you
Shit,
feel about this,
I feel
Miguel?
like it's kind of cool,
I
man.
thought he was gonna take off his headphones. I thought we both gonna go like,
Yo, what? Nah, but it's cool, bro. Like, so I just feel like because
pretty
Heber
cool.
brings up the whole like before we got into reading and shit and like cavemen and shit, and I'm like, yeah, bro, like we were once cavemen. Hell, we were once something before cavemen. We get radical from there, but
First, well, I
it's
mean, we
just
all
cool,
came from
man.
soul.
It's just cool as fuck. I be feeling like what's to come is so incomprehensible, and it's fucking cool. I just hope that it stays. I hope it doesn't in itself destroy. I hope it keeps evolving.
That's the thing, Miguel. We could die in our lifetime because of this.
Yeah, I know. We are gonna die in our lifetime, but I just hope it's something that keeps. Like, I hope AI is something that becomes something new as well. Kind of like how us humans die and we're gonna become something else with AI. Not necessarily like dies and like KO, but like you know what I mean, like because like this is the end of the existence. So I just want it to keep evolving, and I don't want it to like die.
but I think it's like it's not really the end of existence. It's just the progression of where you're going.
Even if it dies, it's gonna become something else, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, for sure. Like if the whole universe was to explode, like we would just become something else. It's like matter and shit. Yeah,
And I think
no. So I don't know, man. Thoughts on it? It's cool. I don't really be using it because I'm like a hard worker that studies instead of using like chat GPT looking ass. No, but
I mean,
uh
it can consolidate information pretty well.
no, yeah. It's
you don't be using your computer, bro.
in itself, I think it's pretty. It's a spectacle thing, wouldn't you say? No, it's pretty spectacular though. What do you say? Would you ask, Chris?
Pretty large one,
What?
yeah.
Would you say?
Don't you use AI every day?
Yeah, probably. But like, I don't necessarily like realize that I'm using it yet, though. And that's crazy because I'm sure at one point or another we're gonna be like, bro, you didn't use AI today. Like I saw you. You wasn't on AI.com. Like what? I don't know, but you feel my drift. Like it's gonna become like everyone's gonna use AI every day. Like hell, like you know how some fools get up and first thing they do is use their phone. That's how fools gonna be with AI. First thing I did today was AI, bro. I can't
Like
sleep without AI. Like, well, we finna have AI addictions. You can't spell addiction
AI,
without AI. Ah, nah, what's up, bro?
it's like we're having AI babies now. You know what I mean?
Ah, exactly, bro. We is AI now.
I mean, there's a
It's
lot of
crazy.
like, or like, there's like a big article by like some Microsoft shit about like this being baby AI and like the
AI baby sounds cooler though.
AI baby is what these early readily accessible chat boxes and crazy AI are.
Damn, bro. Imagine having a AI kid. that'd
And like, I mean, that's the
that'd
thing.
be so
I mean,
crazy.
and I don't think the whole kid analogy is a bad one because of like the way that the AI is acting right now, and like the just like the whole the progression or like the foreseen progression of it is
That is cool. It's like a kid itself right now.
yeah, like quite literally because it's not quite at the capability of like certain
Of adulthood.
yeah, the singularity and like massive capabilities essentially, but yeah.
Yeah, man. It's kind of cool, huh? It's crazy 'cause it's one hell of a kid, though. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it'd be interesting to see what kind of a hell of
Yeah,
adult it
like
flourishes into.
it's like it's kind of like the first, like we have like biological, internal transmission of information babies, and this is like the first external transmission of information baby.
Damn.
Damn.
Motherfucking
The
AI baby. Shit, I gotta go get some AI formula. I'll be right back. I'm going to AI greens. Nah, yeah. The AI general. No, man, that's crazy as fuck, though.
Bruh, that's crazy. Bad joke at the bad joke.
Yeah, man. AI is just kind of comical to me at the moment. I don't know what's up, but yeah. No, man. I used to be so scared of it on the real, but I've been seeing a lot of motherfuckers say the same thing about how AI can't think for itself. We have to think for it and all that, or we think for it or whatever the fuck. We have to type in what we know into it, or
Well,
you feel me?
that's to go with the yeah. That's the whole. It doesn't have its own. It doesn't have agency. Is the idea there, and
Yeah.
all agency means is the capability of doing stuff. Choosing actions
Basically, it still needs
and
a parent
and
because it's a
having
kid.
decisions. Yeah, because right now it's a system that predicts the next word based off of the words you give it. You know,
Nah, yeah.
and so it's like input produces a certain output because of the system in place. Or that's with like
Exactly.
AI chatbots right now, like ChatGPT.
Ah, okay.
Different
Yeah.
different AI work differently, obviously. Like
Oh god, bro, I forgot what it was. I was on like Ticketmaster and I clicked on like help find my ticket just to see what the fuck, cause I was just playing around with the app, and like it was like it sent me to like this one AI like motherfucker and like, hey, my name is. It could have been a real person, but like you know how I really don't. I don't know. I don't doubt it either, but looking back at it now, I think it was AI. Like, I think it was AI, bro. I think it does. I'm still laughing about AI, bro. No, but what's it called? It's just I was talking to this motherfucking name. I don't know, but he just didn't want to be called AI, and so I was just asking him like, hey, so where do I find my ticket at? And he was like, or no, I asked him because like my barcode still hadn't showed up, and like I did research and eventually I found out it's gonna show up later. But like at the time I asked homeboy, I was like, hey, so like, how come my barcode ain't showing up yet? And he was like, well, he didn't give me the right answer because I had to figure it out for myself. But yeah, it's probably just a real dude, huh? Because AI wouldn't make a human error like that.
It does, so.
It does make errors. I just wouldn't say human because I feel like it's already past that. Hence the end of its existence.
Man,
But
I'm
yeah,
just I'm thinking about it's like limitations with feelings in the mind and the body.
yeah,
mind and the
it's
body,
pretty
the
numb.
mind and the body.
Maybe not numb, but like it's uneducated in itself. You know, they don't know better. They don't know better.
I don't know better,
It
bro.
might only know better, but they don't know much else.
But yeah, it's a very fascinating topic on where we're going. To be honest,
Hell yeah, man. I agree. Um, are we gonna keep talking about it, or are we gonna roll into like?
I was thinking about if you get like a brain scan and you look at it, your brain's looking at itself and what it called itself, and
Because I was gonna say, one thing that AI lacks is empathy.
well, you can't. Yeah, weird transition point, but you can't really truly say that. I'm
like, wait, that wasn't a transition point, but good point. That was a transition point. So listen, guys.
Well, it wasn't a factual statement either. All right. Like,
wait, it has empathy. AI has empathy.
Well, that it goes behind the whole idea that we can't experience what it's quote unquote experiencing, but even if like this is like a zombie, just doing things without a quote unquote soul, we're still gonna have reactions to it in the sense of reactions, human reactions, and it's gonna, even if it doesn't have empathy, it's gonna show empathy, in some sense.
Yeah. Thank you, Heber. I needed that review.
But
thank you.
But yeah, to the critics, yeah, AI might not have empathy. AI might not be human.
Who's critiquing? Actually, that's okay.
But since you want to talk about that, we're gonna talk about the actual human empathizing.
Shit. So yeah, everybody. Today I'm talking about empathy. More so, empathizing with everything around you. And so one of the reasons I want to talk about this is because I've been actually using it as a form of, or I guess as a method of like healing from like trauma, bro.
And it's also just like the topic of empathy is like, it's a large one, and it's piggybacking off of our last episode, it's in our minds,
That is very true. That was actually our last episode we recorded. And yes. So it's kind of like a part 2, I guess you could say. I don't really want to call it that. It's just more of like
I'd call it further thoughts on it, but yeah.
There you go. So further thoughts /
because there's always going to be further. I mean, I don't know.
Healing of trauma with the use of it. I don't even know what to call it, but yeah. So it's kind of like an exercise, I would say. It's almost like, because I feel like a lot of problems nowadays require solutions, if not all, right? And that's part of what makes some problems to begin with.
It's a practice that needs to like be keep practice to exercise or like. Yeah.
And so I find that like for many instances, I find that one of the first things that can be done is just simply trying to empathize with the other party that you're. I'm assuming that this is a incidents where it's like two parties in a conflict. I feel like one of the first things to, at the very least, put some ice on it is to empathize.
I think just the awareness of, or for me,
being aware.
For me, the awareness of knowing that I am upset at this person and I am feeling negativity towards a person, simply that awareness instantly shoots me to trying to solve that. And the solution to those feelings is empathy, and to, because this is the thing, or like for me, it's like knowing that I have those feelings, it's like I instantly rationalize that I don't want to have those feelings, because it's not reasonable. It's also sometimes an easy fix, just a bit of thought to empathize with the person, but sure it can be difficult sometimes though. It
is difficult, especially when it's like
when you're first trying to like rewire your brain to like
and like, so for instance, like I'm kind of going through like, because I guess I grew up a lot with like certain instances where I'd take shit personal, or like, because I still take shit personal to this day. I can't say I don't 100%, but it's like I find that like one of the first things I can do when I take something personal, whether it's like literally something as little as like something that I felt didn't get noticed, or like just basically where I feel like the other person could have like done better, I guess, in a sense, I also try my best to empathize like why that might have not happened. It's kind of crazy the way I make it sound, but yeah, like I try to understand, like outside looking in, like, okay, type shit. because I find myself in many situations where it's just crazy, bro. And yeah,
In what
I
way
find
is it crazy?
because it's like I never really knew how to like cope with it, you know. And so
What do you mean?
because I told y'all
What are
like
you coping with?
Taking things
I even
personally.
told y'all last episode like I suck at empathizing, you know, like on the empathy episode. And so it's like figuring out like there's a way to like understand why. Figuring out it's like figuring out some of the reasons, some of the questions that you've had all your life. That's how it felt for me, at least. That's how it feels right now as I'm going through this kind of like undergoing construction moment. I just feel like it's it's relieving in a sense that I've discovered one of the things that I've been like struggling with my whole life, I guess. It's kind of interesting. And so I just find it really fascinating because
A
it's
solution to some issues, and issues come in the form of like, just
I mean
negative feelings,
and they still suck when it occurs, but at least it's like, okay, this is a muscle that I can strengthen over time. And hopefully, because it's like with empathizing, it's like this, it's like a muscle, at least for me. I think for everybody it's a muscle, but like some are more stronger than others. And so, yeah, I think this is just something that I'm going to have to like progressively work on. And so that's why I feel like for many other folks, or even in like the books, like the Four Agreements, like I thought about the first, I don't know if it was the first one actually. It's been a while since I read it, but I think it was like don't take shit personal. And it was like, I feel like all the agreements in a way can actually link with empathy. Like, if not, it mentioned in the book, like trying your best and all
You
that.
use the word empathy a lot, but I feel like is it just is it just you being able to understand other people's emotions, or you actually? Because I think because I asked this last time, like is it you actually actualizing on the empathy you having it, because that would be called compassion, but I really don't really know on like your stance of like are you only able to understand their emotions, it's just like, oh, I feel you, bro, or is it like a step further than that now?
I feel like the compassion is towards myself at the moment, because I feel like I gotta help myself out first before I can help out, around with compassion. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place still, but I think it's really cool because yeah, I just feel like a lot of people can maybe like try it out, just try it out, try to empathize with everything around you.
But when you say everything around you, do you mean in the sense just people, right?
Nah, I mean like everything around you,
What do you
because
mean?
it don't just be people that like be causing conflicts. It could literally be anything. It could be like, God damn, I stubbed my fucking toe against the bedroom
Yeah, I think what you're getting
thing.
at is like things that cause negativity and hatred, in some sense. Because like for me, this is like it's like a clear duality of like love and hatred, between once you empathize and see this person for a human that is just like you, and that you could have gone down the exact same path and done the same mistake or occurrence, and like had the same thought, said and it's like well, do you love yourself? Okay, well then you have love for this person, and that's
Like that's what you think, Heber?
yeah, I mean, that's what I think. So also
Like
maybe
that's
Yeah.
100% correct. Like an
might
ass,
be
but yeah.
so maybe it's like might be some self love conflict, but I'm just guessing here. I don't know what the
Yeah, no, you're
context
not
is.
wrong. I mean, it's definitely like yeah, I feel like that's part of it too.
But like,
Because it's like understanding that. Pero que.
I just keep thinking like stubbing your toe. I'm like, well, you can't do nothing about that.
You have to empathize with. I don't know. That's a hard one,
The
right?
stubbing your toe is
that's a
like,
hard
bro,
one.
you fucked up, bro. Fucking.
Like fuck, but like you have to empathize with your toe in the moment. Like
relax,
I can feel you just bumped your head, you broke your skull because now your toenail's clipped open. But yeah, maybe I'm still understanding the actual term empathy. I'm gonna be real with you again. It's still something very new because I honestly learned the definition like last episode, like exactly what it means. So
has there ever been an online personality that you dislike?
an online personality that I disliked.
Yes.
I don't know. That's a great question.
Because I mean, like, you know,
I did.
Because I see it a lot. You know, like, have you seen like hatred on like online personalities? Obviously, because I feel like I see it a decent amount, or like, you know, I've seen it a decent amount and I also experienced it. My mistake. I've experienced, you know, hating. I've experienced hating on certain creators. Like, honest to God, like.
Oh wow.
Even in my youth, like I remember specifically, like I even got into like hate watching a specific channel when I was younger. So it's like I kind of like get that. I don't know. I was trying to see if maybe there's an experience there that I could correlate to like empathy, but it doesn't seem like you have one.
No, man, I don't think I have ever experienced something like that.
I guess you just fuck with everybody, huh? Fuck.
I mean, I've never been a hater, bro. Now I think about it,
You're a hater, bro.
No,
I was.
I'm trying to think. I've always never fucked with the word hate, bro. Like, I low-key said it today at a driver. I was trying to park back up, and this motherfucker wouldn't let me. And I literally like, I didn't get that parking spot. I was like, I fucking hate you.
I fucking hate you.
That's a great instance, right? I literally said that to somebody, and then afterwards, like I even saw him afterwards. We both parked up and we both walked out. We made eye contact. I mad dogged him. I was like, damn, why the fuck I do that, bro?
I fucking hate you. Like, what the fuck?
And then I mad dogged him. I was like I like, you know what I mean?
You think you ruined his day?
No, he low-key ruined mine, bro. Nah, fuck with you.
Yeah, he actually did, huh? Because you're talking about it.
Nah.
He domesticated you, bro.
It was just the only time I could feeling the hate that Heber was trying to pick out of me. So I didn't leave him feeling hanging with the whole.
Yeah, I was trying to get some hate out.
Yeah, he pulled some out of me.
Because for me, it's noticing my hate.
Misery loves company, don't it, Heber? I'm like, I'm here. Look at us. But what's up, Heber? I mean, what's up, Chris?
But think about that. It's like, listen, hate company.
So what?
Made you sleepy, huh?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Like, I don't think it's that hard. Like, to be honest, that quote.
Like,
mystery needs company. I'm like, I don't think.
But like sleepiness don't. Shit.
I wasn't like when he said that. I was like, whatever.
That's not what you said, bro.
That's what I had. That's what I had in my mind. I was like, okay. I didn't think too much of it. Like, it didn't strike me in any way. I didn't even
made Chris sleepy.
Like, I didn't understand it, nor did I really think I wanted to. So I was like, this probably doesn't make sense.
But yeah, that's basically my tea I had to spill. I feel. Ooh. Final thoughts. For me personally, and for the audience, the listeners, the viewers, the homies. If you ever just feel like
you hate somebody,
you just can't forgive someone, or feel like you just can't let go,
can't forgive.
Honestly, if you just ever find yourself in a dark place,
if you can't forgive somebody,
and in terms of like how you feel about someone, you should probably or anything around you. I think one of the first things, and I'm not saying it like it's easy, but not at all.
I want to like mention like this is a pretty big thing. It's like
go for it, bro.
It's okay to empathize even if you disagree with somebody, even if what this person did was like terrible, it's like
I
empathizing,
think that is the only way to forgive him
and the
and
thing
to
is, it's
free
like
yourself.
you're doing this for yourself, you know, like
Yeah.
the forgiveness and the empathizing and understanding that this is a human who made a mistake. You're doing that, you know, not for them, not because you want to give them, but you're doing that for yourself because you want to be able to feel
Yeah.
good and to love and to exert love, and because that's the fucking best feeling. There's not. It's better than hatred. You know, it's
And
better
because I
than
promise you, you
than
will
not
not move on
forgiving.
from it until
Yeah.
you do. And it will keep fucking with you. Because how else are you gonna,
No,
you know,
that was one of the big things from like the
let
four
go?
agreements that I kind of like caught my attention, was like you have to like you have to empathize to be able to forgive somebody if like if you can't forgive somebody, you know, because I've met people who can't fucking forgive. It's crazy.
And for many people, it might be the first step. So,
Yeah, it's quite a. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, but
you know, that's where the compassion kicks in, I feel.
I mean, but sometimes it can be daunting. But you know, keep trying, man. Keep trying.
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell Chris to keep trying to stay awake, cause boy, you looking sleepy as hell. Nah, we finna wake your ass up, cause now it's your turn, homie. What you finna talk? No, you look like you was about to spill some tea with that one. Actually, I don't mean to cut you up. I don't mean to cut your thought. Looking at us.
I was mainly thinking about what's it called? Um, I'm thinking about the dark side of empathy, right?
Like, bro, I cut your thought, didn't I? That was
I just you kind of can you can kind of forget yourself in the midst of it, and it's kind of like this. To elaborate on it, I don't really think I need to like on it. I think that just if you that can happen with anything, it can become an addiction of it can become a thing that you feel that's good, but really you're not thinking about yourself. So that's like probably like in the simplest is like all things become addictions, and
oh shit.
it's in our nature to avoid things at times, to run away from certain truths of one's life. So it's like
Oh, okay.
awareness of it really helps.
Absolutely.
Just kind of everything, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
Empathy, empathy is an incredible thing, and it really does bring people closer to you because you see that it's not about you. It's it really is about serving others, and like it really does bring you closer to yourself because in the midst of helping others, you're helping yourself because you're not even holding yourself anymore. You're just holding everyone else, and then in that, you're all together. Yeah, that was. I wasn't thinking about what I just said. It just kind of came out that way, to be honest.
Shit. I wish my farts sounded the same way.
I mean,
It's quite the remark.
yeah, it's kind of the remark. Yeah.
First thing that came to mind. Cause that also came out like that shit. Nah, but yeah.
Ass. Yeah.
No, I like that, bro. I like that because it's like you focus on like what. Cause yeah, it's dope, but like it's also in a sense like it's also letting the homies know like or anybody like listen, this can go too far though. It's like fucking nutritional facts are behind like the bag of chips, you know. But like empathy isn't the bag of chips. It's more like a berries, you know. Like too much berries will give you diabetes. Too much empathy will give you I don't know. You fill in the blank. But you know, too much of anything's bad. An addiction.
But in the midst of where you're going, is I wouldn't call it bad because like I feel it was kind of my whole life in a sense.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to You should laugh like that at all.
Nah, you good. But I didn't even take it offensive, to be honest. But I was mainly thinking of like, if it's something new to you, yeah, just dive into it. I don't feel like it would do you more. It would be it's good to really see to see it all.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm trying to
yeah,
do.
you'll get there
Thanks
in
you.
due
Thank.
time.
I'm like, thanks you. Thanks you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Um. And I guess I can. I shouldn't have said I guess. I could have transitioned it, but what's it called? In 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 helping others, it brings a lot of awareness to oneself, and I still really haven't established a title or really had to really name what I'm going through. But it's kind of that's the only way. It's just the only word I have for it is like really awareness, to be honest. And it's quite an incredible thing, but it's extremely life changing and really puts in perspective of everything that you're kind of doing. And it's like it's the mist that dies out and then it's no longer there. And it was only there because you created it. And what's it called? Yeah, it's like it's an incredible thing once you like go through like what you just kind of hold yourself in a different manner. And I'm like, damn, now that I'm hearing myself like, bro, what are you talking about, you know?
Nah,
But
bro.
it's like, and I feel like everything has drastically changed from I can put a year on it, like a year ago, you know, or like it just feels everything's been radically different for me now, and has crept into the relationships in my life and every single aspect of how I go beyond my days now, and into in a blissful state in the sense, and to understand the liberation of like suffering is quite enthralling. And I see what that homie was talking about the whole time, you know. And actually, it's really cool. Like it's like yeah, I feel like you can elaborate so much on it,
Oh
but
yeah.
really it's just quite simple.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't really like it's kind of just taking off the mud off the shoes and just going down a different path. That's the best way I can put it. It was
That's
just
not
a
the way I
dirty.
would put it.
Yeah, it didn't really come out that great, to be honest. Maybe I tried a little later. There's something else would come. It's
like
just what came to
like
mind.
specifically for your situation, sure, yeah, yeah. But I don't know. It's but the occurrence of what's happening. It's like sure that's happening, but also there's some more happening.
Yeah, zero course,
Like,
bro. But I just find deep joy in. I noticed that it comes innately of trying to help people, and it's changed my whole direction in how I want to do art. I want to talk about my views on how I had previously,
yeah, it's
and
interesting.
I feel like it was coming in a way of wanting to be the best at something that's unachievable.
Hmm.
And so it's like it dramatically changed. And I see like, yeah, I was really just Like, not to downgrade cool stuff. Like, I love making cool things.
It's always good.
But
It's always cool. It's always a good feeling.
it's a little good.
It's
Good for
always
the
cool.
soul, you know? Good for a little chuckle. Everyone needs a little laugh. But there's just so much more.
Oh, I
And
think I feel like it kind of correlates to like, yeah, creating is good for the soul, but it's also like
yeah,
newfound purpose. I feel in your
yeah,
situation.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of I see my life as in everything that it was not, and building systems to generally help the people around me and myself included, because we're all winning at the end, you know. So, I can say winning, but more of a
So we already won.
whatever it comes, you know. It seems that's the way.
Like we're here. We already won. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I can like
I don't know.
fucking spin around in the flower field and say,
Let's throw a party.
I mean, if you want, but it's called.
Not really down.
Party at my house.
Not really down.
And then this will really want to have a
Because
party.
then you get into the reality. Like,
Addie in the
it's like, okay,
description.
well, what does that word specifically mean to you? What do you want this event to be?
Huh?
What do you want this? I was just getting into the reality of what you were saying. Nothing.
It just gotta. I see what that full smoking mirror, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, full smoking mirror.
You go hard. I was kind of
That's
my
the
first
barrel.
introduction.
Yeah.
It was kind of yeah. It was kind of my first introduction to that shit. I just didn't know what he meant. Like, I understood it intellectually, but like kind of odd. So it just I don't really know. Like, I feel like there's almost not much more to say, but more
Well, I
of
think
a
we should explain
no,
smoking mirror for like for the audience.
I guess, you know.
Because
So smoke mirror is like, as we've been talking about, is the veil that we wear on the human experience of like the separation between us, and it the veil is what is the game of everything and all this beluga, you know, like that's
it's what the
beluga.
smoke is between you and the
Yeah,
mirror.
yeah.
So you
Between
can't see yourself. You can't see yourself in the mirror because of the smoke, because of the veil. You can't see yourself in other people. But that is quite literally you that you are looking at when you look at somebody
yeah.
else. Oh my god, I'm looking at somebody else right now, but
It's a very fucking slippery thing. Like, it still trips me out, bro.
Damn.
I'm not even
Like,
giggling.
I trip myself out when I look in the mirror. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love the
And
You doing it right now?
shouldn't do that no more. Stop, guys. Stop.
But put the shades back on. I don't like seeing your eyes.
You don't gotta tell me.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
But in realization of the realm will bring liberation from suffering, and I really do. I know that, and that's the homie Buddha said.
What'd he say?
That I don't think he said that, but like in a different way. You know what I
He
mean?
talks about
He
it a
was
lot.
like,
I mean,
he was like that.
he probably talked about it to a lot of different people in his time. So like,
That's all he was trying to do. That's
yeah.
crazy.
So like, he probably said it in that way before or whatever.
Until he
Yeah.
ate some fucked up meat and died from it.
How
Yeah,
unfortunate. Bro was doing good for like in terms of like
I mean,
age
he was
wise.
He should have
Yeah.
just not ate. He should have just never ate again, bro. He
Bro.
would have lived.
Bro was surprisingly old for his lifestyle. Like
He was like 88, I think.
Really?
Bro, that's a good age.
I'm like the things wisdoms do for you. I'm like,
You think 88 is a good age, bro?
wisdom. It's not a bad age.
For fucking more than 2,000 years ago, hell yeah, bro.
Definitely.
True.
Even, I think today is.
China 67, bro. Like, come on.
I didn't know I was on Pluck a Feather, bro. My bad. Shit.
But
Shout out Buddha. Beautiful motherfucker. Look at that.
but in realization in that it brings the deep joy of your own humanity, you know. And I'm finding that now, and it's like there's like kind of like two mystic things in my head of like bringing more awareness to people, and also what I want to do, you know, like it's pretty cool. So yeah, it's just a much more different thing now. It's pretty tight. That's kind of I'm kind of a loss of words, just kind of experiencing it, to be honest.
Yeah, like I just kind of like replayed some like events from today, and like I'm like human experience like, like this guy. Like he's doing human things. Like, yeah.
Yeah, look at this dude climbing the ladder.
Yeah. Like that response, that's such a human response. Like
Would you just call me?
because it's odd because like thinking about it, it's like in that moment, like why didn't I mention the fact of the human? Because it's like it's not something you just mention every time. You can't keep mentioning it forever, you know. Like you can't.
Like I fucking hate that I can't, but like I know, like
you have to dive back into life essentially. Like
what are we gonna call it now then?
I mean, call it whatever you want, whatever gets you there. To be honest. Because
maybe you should decide the segment title.
Call it whatever the fuck you want.
Call it whatever the fuck you want, man.
We'll get there one day.
You just put cack.
Like, what does that mean?
They skip to that segment. Like, fuck.
It's an acronym.
It's an acronym for come. Fuck.
My first word was consolidating because I was like consolidating origins. Who gives a fuck, guys? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who gives a fuck? Yeah, to be honest, it's just a dick joke.
It's just dick joke, man.
Chocolate Oreo cookie kelp.
Like we all got one.
But it's truly fascinating to see how do you feel that, like, do you feel like everyone is gonna figure it out in their lifetime? I fucking wish.
No, I wish, but the thing is like quite literally it can't. Like
I think they'll see it right before they die.
Like bro, I could have died like before I found this shit out, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's crazy, right? It's fucking
I feel like
I want to get what's up, bro?
you went to get, but I just feel like sometimes I don't truly believe this, but I have fun believing the whole idea that like you come back if you don't complete the human mission, you come back to be a human.
The classic samsara, yeah.
And like completing the human mission is
but you kind of do, because it's like in the mesh of things you kind of just probably like rotate, in that mentality, you get me?
Yeah, no, well, no, because like physics wise yes, but also like if you complete the mission, like it's almost like it's the reason I don't truly believe this is because it's kind of like it's what's it called, it's like a fictional story that like now that you've like completed the quote unquote human mission, you are able to move, like you don't have to return to it if you don't wish to, it's like the reason I don't love the concept is because it's like we can't comprehend the being that we will be when we're not human or whatever, so it's like there's you kind of can't make this concept the actual reality or whatever, or like it's fun for me to think about sometimes, but
yeah I think about that, and I think there's no point of worrying about it, to be honest. Yeah, anymore.
Well, yeah, I just think about it, or I've been thinking about it recently, only because like I'm at like I was talking to Miguel, like I was telling him like I'm at the point or like where like I could die today and not finish the mission, you know, like I don't, because I'm at the point where like I just like I feel like I just need like one like the actualization of it, just like actually doing the fulfilling the purpose, and like the like that's the last step, is to just actually live the life that
Yeah.
God has planned for me. And I haven't done that yet, but I've been so excited to do that today.
Yeah,
I've been
because
so and
you kind of excited, like,
no,
what?
well, no. Sometimes it's not. I'm not always excited. Sometimes I'm
Yeah,
dreadful. I'm dreadful. Sometimes it's a torment. But today
yeah.
I was excited. Today I was very excited, and I hope that continues, and I hope I do follow. You know, quote. I like to call it God's plan because it sounds simple, but you know, what I truly mean by God's plan is like I don't know why, I don't even know why I call it that, because the reality of what it is like
Good album.
it's my own purpose, and it's my own like meaning in life, and fulfilling that and actualizing that, and outright saying it, you know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Becoming self-aware and putting action to it.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Two terms. And
Oh, but that's why I was thinking about it, is because I don't want to die without actualizing. That's the only thing.
yeah, yeah, it's
Like
like,
I'm cool with dying if I'm in the cycle of actualization or whatever.
yeah. What if you come back if you need to do that action? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, so like you gotta do it.
I
And
feel
you're like,
like I
oh
gotta do this. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's kind of a curse in the sense. It's like a curse because like,
Oh,
oh, well,
you
what
could
else I'm
call
gonna
it that,
fucking
but that's like a
yeah,
negative connotation of it, you know?
you put a negative connotation. It's like, well, what else I'm gonna fucking do? I go. I was watching a
Yeah.
video like, oh, you got the spiritual, like the sneeze. Like,
Sneeze.
you can't get rid of it. That's it. You can't get rid of it, dog. That's it.
The
Damn. How do
sneeze.
I get that?
Uh, just
Wow, sneeze is such a good term for it. Because
uh,
it's
like,
sporadically, like, I don't
It
know.
yeah.
spreads.
No, no, not even the spreading part, just like it occurs to you sporadically in moments. And like, yeah.
How does it sound like?
You're weird, bro.
I don't know what the fuck you're asking right now, man. Do you even?
There's different types of sneezes. I mean, I just don't know how it sounds like.
This is a like metaphorical sneeze, bro. Like,
I guess it's a
A
personal.
sneeze is a sneeze, is it not?
I guess
Anyways.
it would sound like
This fool changed the subject.
Like, yeah, good
would-
job.
it would-
Awareness.
the sound would more so come in the form of the energy that permeates when you're in the state of the metaphorical sneeze, which is like enthralling in the or whatever.
Yeah. Heber.
What's up?
Well, how do you guys feel about, dude? I feel bad about killing anything.
Yeah, I
killed-
definitely choose to not, and even like I
I
choose to
try
not.
fucking like I try my best, you know what I mean? Like fucking hard, like really hard. Like say I see like a mosquito on me, I'm like fuck, bro.
Generally, when I see like an insect or animal, like I just kind of like hope and pray that like they feel my energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, I guess you,
I guess.
dude, I'm with my cat Roy, and I feel like he knows.
I just hope and
Sometimes,
pray.
dog, I'd be killing these beats. Like, feel bad.
That's about it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But yeah, it's basically like Yeah, that's how my relationship with animals has been. Just like
Yeah.
hoping and then pray. Cause like
Oh,
cause I'm like, hey, bro, you know I'm not trying to like do nothing
you
to you.
know what's going on. I've been looking in the soul, bro. I'm like, yeah, you know what's up. But who knows? They're fucking animals.
You know I'm here. You know I'm not fucking with you. Like, you know.
It was your fault you get in front of the car. Like, I didn't mean to run you over.
I mean, it happened for a reason. That's all I can say.
Why'd you run the street? Like, squirrels be crossing the streets right before a
Alright, bro,
cop is
you
about,
don't got
right
any
before a
control
car is
over
about to
that.
hit them.
Dude,
It's like squirrels like the thrill of crossing the street like a foot away from a car. I don't know why. I don't mean to talk about it further. I just wanted to stop it there.
I was talking to my internet friend, and we were talking
And
about
I wanted to stop. No, I'm just kidding. What's up?
how cats be crossing the street.
Yes.
Like you see the car coming, and they fully sprint like to get the fuck across. They don't know
Yeah.
die. But sometimes they avoid the mission. Like they cross, they look at you, and run back. That's just hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, when she said that day I was driving, it happened, and I was dying laughing. I was like, this
Hey, nah, come back. Come back.
I was like,
Reverses.
fucking happened. Insane that it happened because
Like,
that's
fucking
never happened.
pussy. That's fun.
You think it's one of those things you took for granted before?
Cause when you
Like you
said
maybe
it,
have seen it.
when you said it, I was like, damn, I don't think I've seen that, but look, it could happen.
Yeah.
It
does.
happened.
That happened.
I never saw it happen prior, but I understood. Like that seems
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
But then I saw it that fucking day. Like
Yeah,
you gotta
that's
see it,
fucking
bro.
great.
That shit gonna be funny.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
let me know. That shit's gonna be
I'll let you know because there could be hella cats around here.
Yeah, that's it, bro. It was an orange cat. That little loser.
Just everywhere, bro. Like, cats are everywhere.
Cats are everywhere.
Yeah, they do be. Especially if you own one, then yeah, they're gonna be around for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
They communicate. They network.
Yeah. I think they be on higher frequencies, bro.
It's just different.
Yeah, they're just a different guy.
Different networks going on. Different fucking
Can't even call him a guy.
experiences.
But
Yeah, you
last-
can call anybody a guy.
The last thing I'll probably add is probably
I call
like
anybody a guy.
Everybody? Every guy?
I said anybody, but
in the system I'm creating, it's called derooting and gardening, and this kind of just means like, it's just a different label of it. Self-awareness and action, awareness and action. But I was wondering how, but in the first step, you had to really see your life for what it is, and if that brings you deep pain, then sit with it, because that's like the biggest indicator that you can go past all that you feel if you actually sit in it, and then you become aware of like, oh, I'm feeling this of the human experience of, and it's like, wow, man. I tested it. I've been really testing this shit out with other people, and I want to fucking craft it, you know, like I want to. Everyone's life is highly adaptable to how they were born, but I want to see how far can that shit go if I push it so far. I wonder how many people it can help. I have no clue. But even prior, I was like, this was just for me, and now I'm like, well, we go through the same shit, so it's like, well, most likely gonna figure it out for everyone else. Then I was like, damn, bro, you can get into the mindset of, oh, I'm trying to save the world. I'm like, fuck, I do what I can, to be honest. If you get it, then you get it. If you don't, you don't. It's kind of it.
When I was like probably like 2.5 years, like I was pretty like the whole, not entirely like I gotta save the world, but it was like I gotta make like the absolute biggest impact I can, or else this shit isn't worth it. Like,
I feel like in you becoming your full nature, you kind of do your part in a sense.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's all I can really like.
Ultimately, that dream of like because like the impact that you do cause, it's like I don't know. Ultimately, I feel like it's feels a little futile in like the grand scheme of things, but it's like it's so in some sense it's personal, but also it doesn't feel personal, um, but also I don't know, it's just interesting.
Damn Skippy.
But yeah, yeah.
Damn Skippy.
Yeah, it's kind of a rap in my head.
I'm like, damn Skippy. Yeah.
Goofy. Yeah. I mean, let's see a little bit of
Well,
like.
specifically, I was thinking about like
I was more gonna go on like more of like the beauty I've been seeing, to be honest.
okay.
Like just in individuals and beings and stuff, and like just feeling energy more intensely. It's been like incredible, and it's much more of a loving place. And it's like, wow, that shit's lit as fuck, bro. Like you just really be with that person completely, and you see, I'll be looking at how they talk and like how they carry themselves and where they all come from. Oh, I didn't go through it. Like, when I was filling up my water, I was, it almost, I think, yeah, pretty much almost cried about thinking about all the people that I'm talking to, and I feel like their massive effort and the suffering they're creating themselves, and I'm like, damn, bruh, it's just very sad, and how they can get so mixed in the sauce they can't even see themselves anymore.
Be dying over stupid things, like you said.
Yep. Dumb fucking things, but I guess we need it in a large scope of things to become more aware.
Trying to
So
build up my
To be
backbone,
able
you
to
know.
get to this point,
yeah, so
gotta have a previous point, but
yeah, yeah. So there's not really bad or good in my head. It's kind of just is now.
I don't know. There's bad and good.
Nah,
There sure is one of those two.
There's light and dark. There's a duality to this life that is ever permeating.
Yeah, like Chris and Heber are the light, and I'm the dark.
this has been waiting the whole day to say that, bro.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, but
Look at
these
this.
like listen. If you're listening to this right now, these two guys, they're not Star Wars fans. I've been on the Star Wars kick lately. I fuck with it. It's cool.
Thank you.
Miguel actually is a childhood Star Wars fan, so he's a little bit of a veteran.
Yeah, I'm a little.
He's a
What's the
little
word?
veteran. He's a little veteran.
No, I wouldn't say that, man. I'm dormant. I'm
saying
dormant.
that.
You know, like
dormant.
it's in me, but it's not
It's
activated right now.
crazy.
But it can
Anyways,
be. I just feel like I need to get back into it. You know, like I really feel like I can tap back into that shit.
I just feel like
Crazy.
I needed to, wanted
Find
to
me a
mention
Star
that.
Wars shoddy.
Nah, bro, chill. Like,
What? I like alien sex.
nah,
I mean,
like, just in like, I wouldn't recommend getting into the franchise. Is all I'm saying.
you're right. I should get a
Is
space trek. Space trek, huh?
like I've been on the kick lately, and it's I don't know, it's just it's just one of those things. Just not worth it. Maybe worth, but not worth.
Yeah, no, man.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing is worth it is finding yourself. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't be
Oh,
watching
yeah.
TV, bro. I'm gonna be real. That shit only be on when I'm about to go to sleep. I only use it.
I'm like, speaking of sleep, bro.
Yeah, you ain't gotten it in days or what? Like, why you so
Sure.
sleepy, bro? I can go 3 days without sleeping.
Nah, rush, Beal. Tonight's gonna be a rough one. I haven't slept this late in heavens.
You haven't slept in how long?
I haven't slept this late in like a week.
You haven't slept to sleep?
I haven't slept this late.
Oh, really? Damn,
Bro,
bro.
what?
How does it feel to be a rebellion again?
Kind of lame.
We're gonna play Black Ops 3 after this, right?
Don't put that on me. Like I don't feel like a fucking rebellion. You just like kind of like told me that I feel that way, but I don't feel that way.
Well, I do, and I'm miserable, and I want company. Looking ass. But yeah, I mean, we should probably like let these people go, you know, because probably torturing them right now. Let's say
Yeah,
love and
okay,
shit.
guys. These folks want to end the show.
No, I don't. I want
I
to keep it
think,
going, but I'm thinking of. I feel like if anyone
here's the
wants to end
thing.
the show, it's you, Heber.
Here's the thing. I think that the show is ended because of natural causes. Honest to God.
Damn, he's
Honest to
gonna end it
God.
off with a
Yeah,
banger.
I'm like, this is natural, bro.
Like,
I'm like fire, bro.
honest
I
to
can go
God.
days,
You're
bro.
supposed to sleep every 5 days, not
Like,
5 hours. Goddamn.
the thing that happened, guys, the conversation's over, and
Yeah,
the
like
episode.
that died.
Click off the video, bro.
But before you click off, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you
Please,
haven't
please.
already, and thank you guys for watching.
Thank you
And
guys. Much love.
It's been some
Sleep
time.
well. Sleep well tonight.